The end of the year is fast approaching, so what can we expect for Tesla and Tesla stock in 2024? With the Cybertruck now released, we still have a good list of new milestones to expect. The IRA instant rebate, FSD version 12 wide release, a new Tesla bot demo. Many are predicting a licensing partnership with a legacy automaker. These are just to name a few. We've got Larry Goldberg here with us. We're going to get his thoughts on what is he expecting in the next milestone. Let's start off with the Cybertruck. Larry, what are you thinking about that? What happened there?
So everything turns on the ramp. I don't think demand is a problem, but everything turns on the ramp. If they're lucky and there isn't, one of the 10,000 parts that cause a problem, I think they could deliver 100,000 Cybertrucks next year. And that would certainly be important. If they're unlucky, the guys who are saying, oh, they'll only do 25,000 may be right. But I suspect that like the Model 3 ramp, it's going to be awfully tough in the beginning, but I think it's going to improve dramatically through the year. And by mid-year, I think they'll be at the 100,000 mark, a year mark. And by the end of the year, I think they'll be over the 200,000 a year mark. And on balance, I think they'll deliver 100,000 with a little bit of luck.
Yeah, so just to remind folks, 2023 hasn't ended yet. We have 3 weeks left. Tesla has released a new vehicle, the Model 3 Highland, which is incredibly well received, great sales. Everybody loves the vehicle. It's going to be off to an incredible, future. And we just released the Cybertruck. And as we reported yesterday, all the media, investors, even the YouTube celebrities, the reviews were amazing. It's through the roof. So Cybertruck is going to be quite the success. Like you said, though, it depends on production and if they find any snags or anything like that. So before the end of the year, Larry, what are you expecting? I've been saying to folks, I suspect that they might have another demo of the Tesla bot. There was a reason why they didn't show the Tesla bot at the Cybertruck event. There's a reason why they didn't talk about it when he was interviewed with both Sandy Munro and when he was interviewed at the New York Times. What do you expect to happen in the next 3 weeks?
On the bot, I don't expect anything to happen in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah,
I expect that there'll be a significant event around the bot in Q1 of next year. So I think there will be some announcement about a customer and or a use case for the bot. I'd be very surprised if that doesn't happen in Q1. It will certainly happen in H1, in the first half. And I think that, we're not going to talk delivery. I don't believe we're going to be talking deliveries for next year. I think that there will be a lot of prototypes, a lot of testing, a lot of delivery of test units to customers, including Teslas themselves. But I don't expect to see economic delivery until 2025.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Good point about Q1. Tell me what else you're expecting in 2024. What else is going to happen in Q1, just in general? What's the next thing?
Well, I expect the introduction of the next gen vehicle in 2024.
What?
Yes, okay. I think it not for production, but I think we will have an event,
a reveal,
where the car will roll out like the Cybertruck, and I believe that they will talk about deliveries in early 2025. That's what
you're shocking me, Larry. You're shocking me. This is not you.
Sure of it.
This is not Larry.
I'm pretty sure.
Because a lot of people are telling me that they're not expecting a reveal because Tesla does not get any value from revealing too early, and some people are expecting that the production of the next gen won't happen till the end of 2025. You're being too bullish, Larry. This is not you.
No, but production doesn't have to happen for a reveal. And production could well start by the end of 2025, but there's going to be a reveal. If you're going to produce if you're going to start production in 2025, like you started with, and that's going to be awfully quick. But if you're going to deliver in 2026, you want to start taking pre-orders in 2025, in my judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what they did with the Y. This is how the Y played out. This is how they would have liked the 3 to play. This is how they would have liked the Cybertruck to play out. There was just this pandemic that we had, and they became very, very, very ambitious with the Cybertruck. I mean, enormously ambitious for the Cybertruck. Look, I'll remind you, there are very few cars that are made from start to finish in under 4 years. Very few. But I believe that this car, the next gen car, is going to be revealed in 2024. And I think first deliveries, or at least foundation deliveries, will take place at the end of 2025.
Okay. Nice. So what else are you expecting in 2024?
Well, 2024 is going to be the year of V12. We're going to get V12 in our hands early in 2024. I would say first quarter, towards the end of first quarter. And then it's a question of true March of nines. I think version 12 is going to be a little bit, it's going to be basic. By which I mean is I don't think it's going to advance. I think there are going to be some regressions from the current state. But the rate of advance of V12 is going to be faster than the rate of advance that we've seen to date. The iterations of releases are going to be faster.
Yep.
And I think that there's no doubt in my mind that 2024 is going to be the year of V12. I think that there's a really good chance that 2025 is going to be full FSD out of beta. That may be optimistic, but I'm very optimistic about V12, and I'm prepared to say, yeah, I think it's going to happen. I said 8 months ago, 1 to 3 years. I was really weighting it very heavily in the 3 years. I think we may be moving that in a little bit with V12. Time will tell when V12 is released, but that's what I'm feeling.
Okay. And then you have been forecasting a partnership, a licensing. When is that going to happen, and what is it that they're going to announce?
Oh, that's 2024 is going to happen. And it's all going to be about the 48-volt system. That's what's going to happen. And I expect to see Ford, and then I expect to see a major OEM. Now, Bosch are going to come out with their own system. They already have, they have paper product already in the 48-volt realm. It isn't the EE architecture that Tesla have put on the table, but I can see an adoption of the Tesla EE architecture, and I can see it happen in 2024, and I can see Ford being, unless somebody else steps up,
Mm-hmm.
I can see Ford being the early adopter, and I can see multiple companies join that force before the end of the year. And I expect Tesla to be very modest about their licensing fees.
Yeah. So do you think that the 48-volt partnership, the licensing is going to happen before an FSD partnership when,
Yeah.
But it's 2 meetings ago, Elon said that there is going to be early discussions with a large OEM, but you're thinking that the partnership is going to be with the 48-volt before the FSD.
You see, in order to really implement FSD, they're going to have to buy the computer. You buy the computer without the 48-volt system, it's kind of going back to the past instead of going back to the future. So I think that the two kind of work hand in glove, and I think the architecture comes before the FSD. That's just what I'm thinking. Could be wrong. If I were running Tesla, that's what I would be focusing on. Is licensing licensing the architecture, not for a lot of money, and then selling FSD and all the other features that work within that architecture.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay, and then so we've talked. What about energy?
Ah,
Anything else that you're expecting that's going to be a surprise? And what's the
yeah, I
next
mean,
milestone?
energy revenue is going to go pretty much through the roof. You know, this idea of using the car as a backup for the home, that's going to go very well. That. I mean, I don't know why Tesla was so cagey about it and was so diffident about it. That's a great product. Ford approved it. Ford taught Tesla the importance of it, which hats off Ford. And I was very pleased to see that because I couldn't understand Elon's you know dismissing it the way he did. So that's exciting. That's going to feed. That's going to feed, by the way, and improve sales of Tesla. Um, I don't think Solar Roof's going to take off. I think they may have to can that product. But the home, improving the home systems, that's important. Megapack's going to be very successful. I'm hoping that China Megapack factory gets built in
Yeah,
2024.
that's the one we're waiting
Um,
for. Hmm.
and is there going to be a Tesla Megapack factory in India? Is there going to
Yeah,
be one
another
in
one.
Thailand? Very interesting.
Very likely there will be more Megapack factories announced. Those are easier to build. They're less expensive, and every country needs one. Very likely that that will be
Yep,
announced.
that's
And
pretty
then,
exciting.
what are you expecting for Model Y, the Juniper? Because people are saying that if you launched Highland, you want to have standardization of all the parts and the new process, and so they will want to create the Model Y Juniper sooner than later. Others
Yeah,
are saying that that's kind of like too many on the plate right now. Focus.
I think it's marginal to what's going on. I think Look, I'm looking for 2.4 million deliveries
Yeah, you were saying that. That's
in
crazy.
2024. It's a big
Yep.
number.
Yep.
It's a big number. And if you have to stop production lines for a transition,
Not going to get there.
you're not going to get there. So that's playing in the back of my mind. I'm really focused on that 2.4 million. Maybe I'm making a mistake. So and the other thing I will say is that Juniper will be less of a heavy lift than a Highland was for Model 3. Because in Model 3, they were reflecting back a lot of the improvements that they had in the Y back into the Model 3. They don't have to make those changes for the Model Y.
Yeah. I think I'm getting to know you better, Larry, because last year when we first met and we were having these conversations, I thought that you're very conservative, and you kept saying that every time when I said something, you're always more conservative on the near term. But then you became uber bullish in the 3 to 5 years and 7 years more than I am, like crazy bullish. But this year, 2024, you're much more bullish now because what you were saying last year, it's now coming to your time frames. And so maybe maybe that's what I'm interpreting, but you're much more bullish than I am for 2024. And like we've switched. So you've taught me a few
Just,
things.
just think about Tesla opening factories in India, Thailand, Mexico, India, Thailand. Three major factories potentially on the table.
Yeah.
Then think about what I said a year ago and what they would have had to do in order to do that in 4 years' time, 3 years' time.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty confident of where we're going here. I think we're going to get there, and I'm
Yep.
I'm very happy about how things are going.
I think I am too, and I think that we're both bullish on the future. But actually, what I'm bullish about 2024, it's going to be the year of licensing, and I think that that's what could surprise. That could be the surprise. We're hoping, fingers crossed. But if something happens, whether it's FSD, whether it's 48 volt, whether it's some other partnership, I'm still expecting maybe that the military or the police will put in an order for
Missing one
massive numbers of
surprise,
Cybertruck. What's that?
one big surprise:
Uh-huh.
margins.
Margins?
I see a significant improvement in the margin in 2024.
What number?
I think we're going to get a 1 to 2% bump in the first half and a 2
Yeah.
to 5% bump in the second half.
Wow. So if we're at 16 right now, maybe get to 20, back to 20 by the end of the year.
Yes, sir.
That'll be wonderful. Get back past over 20. Okay. Thank you so much, Larry. That was fun. Always love to talk to you. Appreciate you sharing your knowledge. Follow Larry on X at Tesla Larry. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye. I've created a website that is the most comprehensive resource for the Tesla investor. Please check it out. Simply go to my website at herbertong.com.